Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. I got an email from a subscriber in Virginia. He asked me about color combinations because he said his wife was having a hard time deciding on which color she wanted to go with in the RX 350. We're not actually going to look at every single one, but we are going to look at kind of like the most popular: white and black and silver and Nebula and atomic. All of my favorite colors. And so the one color combination we're not going to see is the Eminent White Pearl with tan interior. I just refuse to show that because that's what you see everywhere, so I'm not going to show that to you. So the first one we're going to take a look at is Nebula with parchment or tan interior. And yes, I'm wearing earmuffs today and a scarf because it is 40 degrees outside and it is just frigid. So you got to protect yourself. Nebula Gray Pearl, a beautiful, beautiful color. It's what a lot of people would call gunmetal gray. It really accentuates the lines of the RX 350 really well. And here is why it's called pearl. You can see a pearl look, a pearl essence to the paint there. So that's the exterior color, and in my opinion this is the best interior color for Nebula, and that is parchment. The parchment interior comes usually with the bamboo wood, and that is a matte finish on that steering wheel. It has a really awesome feel to it, and yes, that is real bamboo. And you notice that it's contrasted. It's like a chocolate brown against the parchment. Notice also the dash is like a chocolate brown that matches that color that's on the outsides of the seats. Here's the back seat. So there's Nebula Gray Pearl on the outside with parchment on the inside. Next up, silver. There's the silver, and it also has a metallic in the paint as well, almost like a pearl look. And then this interior color is light gray. You can see that the wood in this one is not a matte finish, but it's like a real shiny finish. And then the seat color is light gray with black on the outer edges. And then everything that would have been dark brown on the last one, it's black in this car. Also, the floor mats are not in it, but the floor mats are actually black. Back seat. So that's light gray. The parchment interior on that last one has, to me, it has more of an airy feel, an open, airy feel in the cabin. So there's silver. So you can now compare the two. Now, this one's a Nebula car again, same color as the first one, but let's look at gray interior. So this is the same interior as the last one, same wood, same color, you know, black floor mats and everything, but this gives you an idea of what it looks like against Nebula on the outside. So there's Nebula with gray. Gosh, that looks really good. That paint looks really good at that angle, doesn't it? Especially right there. Very nice. Isn't that a nice color? Eminent White Pearl. You can see the pearl look. You see that right there? Very lovely. And I like how the white looks against all of the darker parts of the car. it just really shows a high contrast there where that fog light is. You can see that dark area, and against the grill. Some people prefer that the grill not be so contrasted against the color. I personally really like how the grill contrasts against the white. I think it looks super sharp. Also, that window, you see the window in the very back? That is a real window, by the way. Like on the Nebula, it doesn't stand out as much, but on the white, it really stands out. So if you want that accented, then white may be the color for you. And then here is a color called Noble. So this is Noble Brown. Check out the stitching. It's a red stitching there. And then the outer edges of that seat are black to contrast the Noble. Now, the way to think of this color is it's basically the same color as the dash was on the first one that we looked at, the Nebula. And this one, the wood in this one is dark, just like the last one, but it's a matte finish. So it's a matte finish, just like the bamboo. It's not shiny. That's actually my preference if you have a dark wood. And I didn't know what to think about this interior color at first, but I've really gotten used to it, and I actually like it. It has a real European kind of feel to it. There's your door panel. Back seat. I like it. It's a good looking color. So that is Eminent White Pearl with Noble Brown interior. There's a look at that pearl paint again. Isn't that lovely? Now this next color is my personal all-time favorite Lexus color, period, on any vehicle. Oh, I love it. In fact, this is the color of my personal car. Atomic. I could be showing a client several different color choices on the RX, and we come out and we see an atomic one, and for the first time, certain lines and edges jump out at them that they have not seen on other vehicles, and it's because of that atomic paint. I don't know what it is about it, but it is just fantastic. I would call this kind of a combination of Nebula and silver almost. It really, come on big truck. It really accentuates the lines. You're probably seeing lines on this one that you have not seen on the other ones because this color makes them stand out so much. Like this line here, you see that right there? Take a look up close there. Pearl, atomic pearl. That is a fantastic color. Now this one has the light gray interior. This color works really well with atomic. It just kind of makes sense. There's the black floor mat. The floor mat was not in the other one, so that's your black floor mat there. So that's what that looks like. There you go. Isn't that great? I like how the lighter colors, that's one thing about lighter colors in vehicles. They make the cabin seem more open, and they actually make the car feel bigger than it really is inside. So there's atomic. Here is another color, and this is called Caviar. And I really like this color also. Look at that. You see that metallic? That is like a really brilliant, deep black pearl. That is a sexy color. I love that color. Same shot as I've been getting on all the other ones, that hood there. This one's pretty dirty. And I don't know if you can see it, but you know what I was talking about earlier with the atomic and it's showing all the lines. You see all the lines on that? Now compare that to the to Caviar right there. You know, you can see it's like you can see more of the edges and the nuances of how the body shape is on the atomic more easily, and on the Caviar you almost kind of have to look a little harder to see the edges of it. So that's that. And this is the same color interior that we saw on the very first RX that we looked at, the Nebula on the exterior. And you can also again see what I mean when I say that that lighter color makes the cabin seem a little more open. I would also like to know what you think about the contrast edges right there. You know, the two different colors. See the seat backs and the different color headrest on the doors and all. What do you think about those contrasting colors there? So parchment. And let's go back over and look at Noble. And there's Noble. See what I mean? So of course that's a darker interior. You know, obviously all the dimensions are the same. But to me, the one that has the parchment interior, it just feels bigger. Just more light. I know that you guys are going to want to see other colors. I'm sure you'll leave comments for me in the comment section about other colors. And because I love you guys so much, let's look at some other colors. How about Nightfall Mica? That is gorgeous. And the neat thing I like about this color is that you don't see it very often, or at least I don't. We don't really get that many of these. And I think that's on purpose, just to kind of give it an exclusivity. Check out the up close of that. Isn't that great? That is an awesome. It just looks so deep and so rich. This used to be called Deep Sea Mica, but now it's called Nightfall. And the neat thing about it being called Nightfall, truly, at night it looks black, but then when the sun hits it, you get this. That is such a beautiful color. Check that out. And this one has parchment. No, this one has the light gray interior. So we've taken a look at that. So that's Nightfall. Let's see if we can go find a red one. I don't think we have red in stock, but let's hunt one down. There's a silver LC. How about that? There's a Nebula NX. How about a Nightfall LC 500H? Boom. You know, the like hybrid amazing car. 102,000. So I think Nightfall Mica looks pretty amazing on that. Oh, by the way, this one has the bespoke orange interior, orange, white, and blue. God, that's so good looking. There's a white one, there's an atomic one, another white, there's silver. A Matador ES. There's a Matador GS. Interior on that one is flaxen. Here we go. It's certified pre-owned, but it's the same color and the same every shape and everything as a 17. So there's Matador red, and look at that. Isn't that pearl fantastic? This one has the Noble brown interior as well. So there's Matador. And do you remember old Golden Almond? Woo-wee! Golden Almond. Check that out. Look at the difference between those two vehicles right there. Isn't that crazy? 2010, 2016. You didn't think I was gonna leave out Satin Cashmere, did you? Of course not. There's Satin Cashmere Metallic. Another gorgeous color. I like satin because this color, it does not show dirt. It is it's a great color for kind of like looking clean all the time. It's obviously a really light color, and from where I showed you golden almond, this is like the version of gold that Lexus has for the RX now, but it used to be that golden almond color on that 2010 model, but now thankfully it is this beautiful satin cashmere, and that one has the parchment interior that we looked at earlier. So there is satin cashmere. Check out the atomic silver F Sport RX we just got. Thing still has the plastic on it. There's your triple beam LED headlights. Those wheels though, what? Oh, what a beautiful RX. Man, that is quite a good looking RX. F Sport package in atomic. Yes, indeed.